My kid could paint that. Ooh, it's Docs with Fat Cat. Ooh. Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. Your painting looks dope as fuck because for real, I might just be high, but it looks like a goddamn eagle.
What up, my niggas? Just doing magic today.
Oh my god.
Figured y'all can appreciate what I'm laying down today. I just woke up, and today I woke up and I decided this is my destiny. So I'm gonna need y'all to support me in this movement I'm about to go through.
Start us up, baby. Let's go. I'm ready to fire this up. I'm ready to get into it.
So welcome to Docs with Fat Cat. Listen, once a week, my people, and what we do is we watch documentaries and we say things about them. And we go around the horn and we let somebody choose what you know what I'm saying? Spin it. We go around the block. I just threw paint right in my eye. Cool. And we let, we each of us pick a doc for the week. And I believe this week was Little Maddie's pick.
So this week, and we like to stay with Amazon Prime documentaries right now because they're easy. Everyone can find them. And hey, if you click the link down below, sign up for Amazon Prime, shop something on Amazon, and we'll get a little bit of a kickback. And listen, if you hate Amazon, but you still use Amazon, click through our link. We get a little bit of a kickback. So then think about it like this. Amazon doesn't get all the money. So let's go. We're done with the ads right now. Keep that truck backing up because we about to back it up to
oh shit.
Yo, I'm just going.
Fuck.
Yo, I thought
why?
It's part
Why
of it.
is that?
It's just listen. It's part of Docs with Fat Cat. That's all it is. It's just part of the show.
It would not be ambiance without.
Everyone needs that little background noise. And so now listen. This week, it was my turn, and I picked a movie. And it's odd, but well, first I picked a movie called My Kid Could Paint That. So if you've ever been in a gallery, if you've ever been anywhere like that, if you're looking at your screen and seeing the gentleman painting right now, you would probably think, my kid could paint that. And everybody said it before, but listen, somebody went and did it. Their kid was painting and they put it out there and things started a moving. And we'll get to that in a second. But something else that speaks to our age. This documentary that I picked out was from 2007. And once again, because time flies, you don't think, oh, it's 13 years ago, even though 2007 doesn't sound like it. But it was. So now this movie is all about this 4-year-old girl, Marla Olmstead.
True story. This is actually a true story, actually.
Oh, yeah. And
all our documentaries are, nigga.
Now, who knows, though? Yo, who knows?
Except for the alien one. The alien one's up in the air. I don't know. That was
Come on. That's why I said that.
So, 4-year-old painter, Marla Olmstead. They live in New York. Her and her family. She has a brother named Zane. Her father named Mark, who is a Mark-ass buster, but we'll get into that. Mom named Laura. And basically, she's this young girl. She's 4 years old. And the rub is that, oh my God.
Rub it nice.
The father taught her to pull the paintbrush, not push the paintbrush. But that's besides the point. So this little girl, 4 years old, she's in New York, and they said, hey, we let our daughter do what she wants. We put the paints in front of her, and she starts painting, And then they do the thing where a family friend jokes and says, oh, God, we should put that in my coffee shop and see what happens. And then off to the races to where she sells her first painting for $250, and then it eventually goes up to, I think the highest number we heard was like 20,000 in the documentary, and of course I'm jumping a little bit ahead because as the story unfolds that we will talk about, that's what happens. But so this little girl, 4 years old, painting, and then the mystery starts getting into it of, wait, is she really painting? And why can't she paint when there's a video camera on her? And I understand stage fright and things like that, but it turns into a little bit of a who done it. It turns into a little bit of a who painted it. And let's get at it, gentlemen. Tell me what you thought. Tell me, I understand it's tough to start with a place because this whole thing and
hey, yo,
it's a big story, but yeah. Let me get some of your words.
Check this out, right? Check this out. Hey, yo, young pastry, do me a favor. Pull the brush and don't push it. Show them what that means.
Is this the pull and don't push.
There it is. There it is.
That's
so basically, the guy, the dad, was telling the kid to do that and not that.
Don't do this, honey. Don't do this.
Listen, I don't want to
paint the red. Paint the red. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't want to take it. Oh yeah.
What the fuck?
Listen, I don't want to jump out the box, but if you know anything about body language, oh my God, Mark is lying.
Bro, we could just and listen, just come right out with it because I think that's around the horn. That nigga's just like, wow, this is how they made reality TV.
The amount of times that he ignores his daughter while she is speaking to him. And listen, I don't have a kid, so I'm sure it gets annoying, but Dad. And the time that where he just tries to keep any other conversation going besides what his daughter's talking about because he couldn't keep the 4-year-old to keep the fucking secret. No, that's Zane's painting. But no, Zane did that one.
I didn't do that. Zane did that.
Come on, it's your turn. She's like, your turn. Come on, do a face, Dad. Come
exactly.
on. Oh. Yeah. Faces that were up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yo, it's so. And what was the first when they blew up, right? Because all it takes is for some fucking rich fancy motherfucker to say it's gold.
Exactly.
And I'm willing to drop $1 million on it. And it's the happiest, trendiest thing ever.
It was actually the art guy himself.
The guy that put it in his gallery. What the fuck was his
name?
The seller. He was the art seller.
He was the art guy himself. He did art himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. He did. Which his shit is like. I respect what he does. Like I don't take away from other. I don't take away from. There's all different kinds of art, but that is a very particular sleight of hand skill you got to have. That
realism.
Not everybody.
Yeah.
Right. And this shit is like, whoo, that's a vision to me.
To take a picture, right, and to give him a picture, and for him to take that picture and make it into a painting. Now that is a skill, bro.
There was a whole show at this art gallery. You know what I mean? Because shout out to me working in the art gallery back in the day. They had a whole
Let them know.
show.
So you got some insight. Without knowing you had insight.
There was a whole show about the photorealism. Was possibly I started getting into art a little bit when I started working there. I can't even front.
Okay. That one painting of the engine that was in there.
Right.
That chromed out.
He saw the photorealism show. Hands down was my favorite show. That you look at that, it's like that's a picture. That's not a picture. You gotta get close. Like,
You see it.
Holy shit! And you're talking about big canvases. You're talking about fucking 10 by 10s and shit. You know what I'm saying? 10 feet by 10.
Yes.
Like these things are fucking huge. Some of them, you know, and you're like, what the fuck? That how
to
they
the minor details,
right?
Bro.
They had to go like tap, step back, tap, step back, and that's that new painting shit. They don't know. Tap. Step. All right, we'll drop it later.
That's a song, baby. I like that. We'll work on that later.
That's a dance. That's an entire dance move.
That's a dance. That's the painter move, nigga. Just.
So this documentary called "My Kid Could Paint That." What I did like too is that they spread out and they talked about art, how we are talking about it as well, of hyperrealism versus splatter paint versus emotion versus skill, basically.
Right, and what the type of art it was for to educate a little bit of y'all is called modern contemporary art is the name of that genre of art. You know what I'm saying? It's that like he said, the shit that you look at and like, damn, my kid could do that. Jackson Pollock was a big one. He was in the dock with a cigarette in his mouth with the drip in the paint.
I put him in a different category though, because I feel like he was at least still doing something. Like I get it, man. There was different splatter, but he has a style, in my opinion. He wasn't just,
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
He said every drip was supposed to be. He did every colors intertwining, and his thing was like the way the motion of the painting goes was how he was feeling and how he let the brush fall that day.
There it is.
So it basically told story in motion.
Right.
His shit is in color and motion. It's like how if he was upset that day, you're gonna see something that the splatters are a little bit more erratic, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Where you could read that.
Yep.
Right. That. His thing was definitely emotions and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But also, the modern art thing too isn't always about painting either. You know what I mean? It could be with sculptures, it could be with whatever, because what I'm saying, you got people fucking taking hubcaps and empty soda cans and old fucking candy wrappers and sticking it all together and putting a bean in the middle of it and like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We have art. You know what I'm saying?
Well, remember that story?
I believe. Which one?
The banana duct tape to the wall? The banana duct taped to the wall that
shit.
sold for like $100,000. It was ridiculous. You
know,
keep going what you were going. I'll get it. Keep going with what you were going. I'll get it.
That's funny. That's funny, bro.
Yep.
Oh shit, I forgot about. Oh my god. Oh shit.
That's insane. Like people,
that's
people
fucking
pay
crazy.
for
I
shit
just,
like that.
yeah, just grasp that for a sec, y'all. Just hold that thought for a minute. Duct tape and banana, and sold for $100,000.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. 120,000 is what this shit is
Oh my,
talking about.
oh my.
Wait though.
120,000.
Wait though. What kind of banana was it?
It
Chiquita?
looked about to be halfway to banana bread territory.
Oh shit! Yes, that's
Bro,
the.
Are you guys on the screen share right now?
Yeah.
Brother, that's what it was. It was a banana duct taped to a fucking wall, and this dude bought it 120K.
And you know what the explanation was? It's like the banana is representing life, and we're rotting away. Humanity rotting away, and we need duct tape to put it back together.
Rotting away while being held down the entire time, and you're just trying to live. That's what it is.
Oof.
But look, you're held down the entire time.
Listen, that's it. We're going into business. I'm gonna start fucking duct taping fucking flip flops to a fucking poster board.
I'm telling
tell
you.
niggas to walk with me through the truth of light. And here is where your footsteps lie. I'm gonna preserve your steps so you can always live forever. Your flip flop duct taped to a board. You will be forever immortalized, nigga. Your flops in a gallery.
Your flops in a gallery.
But you know,
shit like that. Like, see, we're not utilizing this shit that we got. We need to take this shit. How we fluff? You gotta fluff it to millionaires. The niggas are like, oh my.
You gotta have a gift for gab, baby. You gotta have a gift for gab, baby.
You tell those motherfuckers, like, look at that piece of shit. It's really chocolate, and if you stare at it long enough, you'll see how it caramelizes in the way your eyes look at it, and you'll even smell the chocolate if you get close enough. And they'll you'll convince somebody long enough to be like, yeah, and they're fucking licking it. Like, come on, it's really shit. You know, but it's just the power. We always talk about that, man. The power of convincing people, man.
Influence.
No. Let's call it what it is. Fellas. It's fucking manipulation, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
I can put my hat on manipulation hat. You know, on the manipulation stand. I put my hat right on.
I've also heard.
I can see that.
I've also heard the rumor of money laundering in the art community because they get one of their people to, you know what that's worth? Fake number.
Right. Yes, right. It's their own money with the plant. You'll put that money in your pocket, get in the crowd, bump the prices up. The niggas do that. They send a guy out there. These auction guys, 3 guys in an auction are part of the guy that's fucking selling the painting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the hope is that one of their guys don't win, you know?
Exactly.
All about propaganda and manipulation, guys.
Very much so. All around.
But then again, you gotta, you know what I mean? You know, art is also in the eyes of the beholders, I guess. It's just like beauty, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because a guy could be like, yo, this bitch is badder than a motherfucker. But everybody else around him could be like, yo, dog, that bitch is ugly as fuck. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it depends, you know, it just depends. And it just so happens that these rich motherfuckers just, I don't know. They just see it differently, I guess.
They got nothing else to spend their money on. Well, they're a lot of them you got to remember, a lot of people in majority, I'd say probably, of that class of people that become rich like that, more times than not came from like more pristine schools, I'd say.
Probably.
Not a job. Right. So and why I say that, because in those pristine schools, they're very heavy in their arts kind of programs. And you know what I mean? So them being involved in the Monets and the, you know, when we even worked at, you know, working at that university art gallery, and it just the way they get involved in it, and you know, ever since where they study it, and now they take their studies, become millionaires. And I always loved art. And you know what? Now I got money. I always wanted, let me go buy a $5 million painting. You know, people are dying everywhere in this country. There's homeless everywhere. Why donate my money? But now I'm not telling anybody what to do with their money. So that's foolish of me. Shame on me, because nobody should tell me what the fuck to do with mine. But I'm just saying, I just give an example of the kind of silly shit we do when we have a lot of money. You know what I mean? That's to me. But it's a collective thing. I get it, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's like we have talked before with women in the past and different subjects. It's however you value it, because there's things to me that, yeah, when we were working at an art gallery, that I would see where I'm like, this is dog shit. Like, this is horrible. But I'm sure to some people it was insane. Like, to me, more of the abstract stuff isn't for me. I like the stuff where I can look at it and tell, wow, that took a lot of skill to do. You know, the whole, but no, this
and that's
just orange, but it's supposed to make you feel something. I'm like, well, that's, you know, for the people that do that, you know, I don't hate it.
Well,
but
yeah, and I mean, on the other hand, I kind of enjoyed that part because it was almost like, for me, I was like, oh, it's almost like an appreciation I get of somebody might have some shit in their head they just kind of unlocked and, like, you know, looks like some fucking scattered shit.
Yep.
And, you know, it's like the Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? Like, you don't really know what the fuck they talking about, but it makes sense. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that illusion of things that, you know what I mean? Where it's kind of like, if the nigga explains it good enough, you might think, you know what I mean? But a lot of those guys in that world, what they do is they don't like to explain anything. A lot of those guys would actually come to art openings and not be the face in front of their piece and blend in with the crowd just to get raw reactions and hear what people say about their art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without getting a natural reaction. They don't know what the artist looks like. You know, maybe he'll put untitled. Someone put no name, untitled, and he just wants a raw reaction so much that I don't even want to put my name on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because I want to hear people what they really think about it.
I'm not putting my name on this slipper.
Right. It's. I think that art world. What's the thing that makes it kind of cool is everything's up for interpretation to you. There is no rhyme and reason. So if you want to go in there and be like, I just want it to not make sense, that's your art. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not it. With that art, what I learned is it's not supposed to make sense. If you look at it and see that it doesn't make sense, then you get it. That's modern contemporary, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think
how about
get what you can get for it. You know, if you can sell a bag of garbage for $5 million, then get what you can get. Good for you.
Because my thing is like, I'm not knocking it. I only question those that buy it for $5 million. That's you know what I mean? If you could convince a motherfucker to buy that shit for that much, then wow, damn, huh? Take this dirty sock and do something for me.
Exactly.
You know what
now
I
let's
mean?
get now how about the point?
Back to the story
where you know what I'm saying? The cameras. Well, now she gets famous. Well, Molly gets famous. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And now she's, you know, in and out of New York. You know what I mean? She's everywhere. You know, all around.
Now, mind you, y'all, she's 4 years old.
4 years old at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, now the cameras are on, and you know what I'm saying?
Another input. Childhood prodigy, what they're calling her. Childhood prodigy. I just want to put that.
That's the thing. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
And you know what? I kind of give props to the moms because you know what I'm saying. To me, she was the one, the only one in my eyes, and in my opinion, that was the most honest and the most real with the situation.
You know what, P? I fought with that because I was very on the fence with that could be the ploy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's her angle of making herself look innocent. You know what I mean? Kind of in a sense. Because it's like I gotta make it look like I don't like it. But my thing is, you can't preach that shit and you're dragging your kid all the fuck around. I don't buy it. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you on that, but I also money, brother,
right,
money. You gotta remember money, you know? Because I
like,
feel you, Pete. I was like that too. I was like, she stands out to me as the voice of reason, but to your point, she never put her foot down. She was never like, no, we're not doing this.
But
even like homeboy in the thing said, he was like, you just gotta find a way to fucking make her believe it. That's what that dude was saying. He's like, yeah, me and Mark, we just figure out the information, then we find a way for her to believe it. It's like, none of that sounded good.
I thought it was spooky and fluky,
bars,
and suspicious when they opened up the story. Like, yeah, you know, the dad did some painting, but he wasn't really good at it. So
yeah, exactly.
Right. Oh, it started off hot. It came in hot. Like, I'm already. Whoa. Dad's already suspect out the door.
Right. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, the documentary, the director, you know, is still, Amir. You know, Amir. Shout out to Amir.
Hell yeah.
He's you know, all right. He's still keeping the, you know, the eye of the, he's playing basically devil advocate, and he's also playing, the role of the angel all in one. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's still doing a documentary. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, I'm starting to get into it. Well, maybe, maybe she is. Maybe she is in her own way. And here's how I come to that to that point is to, like, when you see her when she is doing things in front of the camera, you know what I mean? Like, all right, she might not know what the fuck she wants to do on the painting exactly, like but I think the prodigy is where she has to think and be like, all right, you see that? Like, there's not enough blue on over there, so let me put some blue over there. Hold up, wait a minute. That right there, that's too white. Let me throw some yellow over there. Like, you can see her processing. Maybe she's not processing that. Maybe she's like, well, what the fuck am I gonna eat for lunch?
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you
don't
also
know.
think of but you think of it as that her father being a painter that he is, and some of his stuff looked pretty decent, pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So that's like in a lineage. That could have been him at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
It could have been passed down. Right.
Right. That's like she could have that kind of concept. But as far as you're saying a childhood prodigy, I mean, let's get into the facts now. Now she's blowing up. Let's talk numbers. She's selling paintings 200,000 or 20,000. What was it?
Not yet. No. Now, no. At the end, it got up to 200,000.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it was probably like, I think the highest at that time was like 18, 20,000 or something like
20,000. Right. At the beginning when she was bubbling. Now she's all over the newspaper. She's all over TV and shit. And the critical moment comes. 60-minute episode airs them out.
Yep.
And it basically shut down their credentials.
I got a problem with that too.
You got a problem with 60 minutes? Now, I feel like I feel like the problem I have is almost like they set them up to think they were doing a good story on them. and then
That's one.
Down. You know what I mean? That was more the one I thought. Like, damn, they was like, had them all excited. You're going to be on 60 Minutes. So they gave them the access and shit, only for that lady to come in and be like, nah, she's no childhood prodigy. And then their reaction on 60 Minutes, that was kind of like, to see that is like, damn, he's filming their reaction to watching that shit live. And they were smiling at first. So they were like, your story's making them chuckle. And then the lady started roasting them. She looked like shit. Dad still had that look like, man,
excuse Jones. Just like, no, you see how that happened. I've only told her one time, but the one time you were recording is the time that I told her. And so now you have it recorded, but that never happens. That never happens.
It's like, she says
like,
cute
no,
things
Mark,
all the time.
no.
He's like, she says cute things all the time. You guys think it's cute. But then now, because she says these cute things, you think it's her letting out secrets. Like, yeah, no, that's exactly what she's doing, Mark.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know if we went with the basic of this documentary was done by this gentleman named Amir, and he was going in to just do a blow up story on them of like, oh my God, this is amazing. Look at it. Then once he dives in, he just happens to be at the time where they get kneecapped, Nancy Kerrigan style. And now he has an entirely different documentary on his hands. And even Amir starts saying like, yo, I don't know, because I've never seen the girl do a fucking painting from start to finish.
And he was doing the whole doc. Right. You never seen a finished piece. And it was crazy because I think he was saying he initially wanted them he thought it was going to help them he wanted to believe a sense of redemption for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to help you redeem yourself kind of deal. But then as he started getting into it, he started getting funny with it,
Yo, I'm not even going to lie. Your painting looks dope as fuck because for real, I might just be high, but it looks like a goddamn eagle. It looks like red, white, and blue, a fucking eagle. Am I tripping? Can you see it? Does it look like that?
Is that the head?
Wings. No, that's the wing. That's
the
wing right there.
That's the wing right there.
I'm going to take a picture and outline it and send it to you.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
Let me step back.
This is out of control. I mean, hey, listen. You might be able to.
Nigga.
I was going to say.
Pastry. This is the pastry delicacy, man.
Yo, because it almost looks like the eagle on like a Budweiser can. You know what I'm saying?
I'm all done. You niggas just watch me start to finish. And now you know it's my shit, all right? Brush down. Start to finish.
Down.
You know what I mean? My shit's polished. the word they used.
Right.
It was more finely polished, is what she had stated. But all right, back to what you said. Your 60 minutes. What was your problem?
Yeah, my problem with the 60-minute thing was they only had one. They only had one professional opinion. They only had that one lady.
Ooh, that's a good call.
True. This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's all about her credentials, though.
But I get it. Okay, it's all about. But you know what? I need a second opinion. Fuck your credentials.
Right.
There's other people with other credentials also. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it was,
but,
you know what I'm saying?
But in all due fairness, when it comes to learning how to take over a game of basketball and being a fucking man, you want a nigga that's got some good credentials, or would you rather hear from Mike himself? I mean, you tell me about it. You know what I mean? There's other niggas you can listen to, but you want to go to somebody that's like at the top tier of this shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not saying she is. I'm not saying she is. But I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying if she was, I don't know. I'm just.
Okay. Maybe she was a top tier and whatever. But you know what? We'll get somebody else as a top tier also. You know what I mean? Let's get 4 or 5 motherfuckers in here and see what they say. And if if it's a majority, then you know what? Okay. But
Mike when he does magic.
You know what I mean? And if it's inconsistencies or if there's different opinions about this, then you know what? Then, because to me, like I said before, I think there's where all right, maybe the prodigy thing is going a little too far because she's not fucking drafting the fucking the Sistine Chapel. She's not making another one of those at the age of 4. You know what I mean? Yeah. She's not fucking writing contemporary music. You know what I'm saying? At the temple at the age of 4. You know what I mean? She's not doing these type of things that we title as a sign of person with a prestigious mind. A prodigy. You feel me? But come on, let's broaden it here, man. You know what I mean? There's other things that people are smart in or whatever that can you know what I mean, that can be amazing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Maybe it was something like you said, patient. You know what I mean? Maybe it could have been some lineage passed down by her dad that you know what I mean, that she has you know what I mean?
Something there, an interest.
Right, you know what I mean? That connected, that she connected on her own.
Listen,
without even knowing.
There's a lot of motherfuckers that are athletes, and when there's people that are pure athletes. You look at an NFL guy, and when he has his kid and his son's running around the yard, there's like a sense of like, he's gonna be an athlete.
Exactly. Just like like me and my dad. My dad was a baseball player. You know what I'm saying? At the age of 3, as soon as I was born, I had a glove and a bat. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So and that's how I was, you know what I mean? As a young kid, that's what I was doing, playing baseball. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what my dad did. And I had an edge coming up on a lot of other kids.
You already had a coach already. Right.
Because of my dad.
Was a player.
You know what I mean? He was preparing me, and plus, you know what I'm saying? He made me ready at an early age. So when I was out there, showing my skills, it was routine. I'm thinking it was nothing. It was just automatic, and people saw that.
I take it he played himself organized ball.
Yeah, he was in like AAA, AA shit. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. He played organized ball, so that's what I mean. What I was saying that is because that's a bigger ahead of the curve being taught. Right. Now you have a coach at home. You know what I mean? Like somebody actually played like the game.
Exactly, a full-time coach. You know what I mean? So it could have been that way, but the thing with Mark is he fucked up where they called him like saying, whispering to Molly, can you paint now? And she, as the kid, is gonna be, because kids are kids and they're honest and they're gonna do shit that you don't expect them. How they're gonna react on a way you don't expect them to react. And she's like, Dad, I don't want to paint now. Oh, okay. So basically, you're telling this girl that she got to paint in front of these motherfuckers to try to prove a point. And she's like, no, Dad, I don't want to fucking paint. The thing is this, bro. I felt bad for Molly too, man, because she's getting exposed left and right. You know what I mean? Right. They're taking like they took something that she passionately probably was about and did on her own, and now she probably is like resentful of it now. Now that she's older, maybe now that she's more mature and can understand things now at a later age. Now she's probably like, you know what? I don't want to fucking paint again in my fucking life because of what she went through at a young age too. You know what I mean? So that was that is where I was at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like All right, cool. She's throwing colors around and she's doing her thing. You know what I mean? That's why I was like with the mother.
Think how annoying that is. This is a kid that wants to be a kid, and she's going places where all she's got is adults in her face asking her about paintings.
Bro, did you see like how it opened?
Right.
How it opened. Again, how it opened. The guy is asking her, "Hi, ma, how are you? You want to talk about painting?" She's like, "No, I don't want to talk about it." How about this? She's like, "No, I don't want to talk about painting. I don't want to talk about anything about it." And I'm like, "Yo, she's 4 years old saying some shit like that."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she's letting people. She said, "No, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about none of it."
It's almost like because she's overheard conversations in the house. Like, kids ain't stupid. She overheard the conversations about probably shit of mom and dad. We got to keep it. You know what I mean? To the point where it's like, almost like she knows she's not supposed to say. They probably coach her. Now, honey, remember, you can't say anything about daddy helping you with the paintings, okay?
Yeah, but 4 years old, that's not,
right.
She's telling.
Well, people
like,
people,
as we
people
saw,
like that.
she's telling.
I know.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you. They would try. They would try, yes.
But he had a pretty good grip on him because, like you said, he cut her off a lot. You know what I mean? He kind of was like coaching around. Yep. All right, honey, whatever you want to do. You want to paint? You don't want to paint? It's like, you want to paint? No? Okay, whatever. She doesn't want to paint. You sure you don't want to? Nigga, she said no. Like, those kind of things were like that.
It went a lot farther than that. It was like, you don't want to paint? Okay, all right, I understand you don't want to paint, but I'm going to set up the easel. I'm going to bring out the paints. I'm going to get the paintbrushes. And listen, if you don't want to paint, that's fine, but I'm just going to say it's, you know what I mean? You're like, all right, dude, like, you're the horrible actor. That's what fucked me up. Terrible. Is like, why
those
not
cameras
come out
there? You're forcing her to do.
Why not come out and just go? My daughter does most of the painting, and I help her a little bit, where I have to. Right. You have the same quality stuff because if the painting is that good, regardless of how old the person is, all right, you and your 4-year-old did it together, and now it's fucking amazing. But I think they just stepped out too far.
But that's the thing, though. It wasn't amazing. It's only amazing because the 4-year-old did it. That's it.
Yeah,
I mean, there
was nothing. Trust me, because anybody. That's why people say anybody could do that, and it's like, yeah, you can, but you didn't. That's the only difference. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Is you didn't do it. That's the only difference. And it's like, if you could put it out there and then explain it in a way, it's all about the explanation of kind of, and use like fancy rhythmic poetry to pull somebody into what the fuck you're doing. Mm-hmm. And like, shout out to that shit you just showed me, because there is an ego there.
Oh yeah, you see that? That's why, bro. Yeah, man, that shit fuck with me.
It's crazy.
That's the thing, bro. That's the thing, exactly.
It's
I got another one too. You know what? I think another thing too is that how we were saying, yeah, anyone can do it, and they just did it. Like, imagine even now, if growing up, that's just what your parents did in their free time and painted, and like now with like the age of 37, 38, your mom would just be like, yo, I have 50 of your paintings in the basement. You might be able to go get those motherfuckers now and just sell them. So I don't know if it's necessarily so much about skill and passed down skill or they just did it. You know what I mean? Like, is it amazing, or did they just do it? Like, it's because they did it. Like, could any other 4-year-old paint similar and catch? And because all it is they caught a story, right? They caught a good story from that woman that put out their story first. Then it's picked up by the New York Times, and it's out.
Oh yeah, and the people were remember when their explanations, people were seeing deep shit. I'd like to say, this one has a doorway, and there's somebody standing in the doorway. Like,
one person's looking out, but the other person's looking back in.
It's just like a whole thing. Like, nigga, you smoke.
How the guy asked her, hey, Marlon, did you see the doorway when you painted?
Right. He's trying to bring up. No. Yeah. He's like, oh. See, he was waiting for her to be like, dude, and he was waiting for her to be like, yeah, right there. See, son, right there's that doorway. He's like, oh my God, she's like baby Jesus with a paintbrush.
You know what? That motherfucker wanted her to go, you caught me, and like run off. You know what I mean? He wanted some weird, cute shit from a little girl. I caught what you did there, babe. Like, ugh.
You know what?
Right. There's always doorways in every one of my paintings, sir.
The family did it. I think if the family should have thought about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They really should have like really thought about it and really talked about really what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? I just think that the shit just kept and caught like quick fire, and then everything blew up so fast for them that they didn't have time to think or try to strategize everything that they was trying to do. You know what I mean? But that brings me to say this too. If they knew they had something there with her painting and things like that, and if Mark did know that he was helping her, right? then let's listen, man. This is 2020, right? People respect the real. You know what I mean? You can sell realness now in 2020. That's how fucked up, you know what I mean, humanity is with this social media and all this technology shit that there's so fucking so many people that are imposters and fake shit that, you know, people want to see realism. People will pay to see somebody authentic and just realism. You know, honestly.
Here's a real trend follower that I don't even know if it exists, but I can see it being a thing. A hot girl taking a shit. Niggas would follow that. Why? But because there's like it's a forbidden, like nobody envisions the hot girl taking a shit.
But check this out. But all right.
Come on, look, you think about following now. Look at you.
That is your second dump related story of the day. If you want to go for a hat trick, that's all I'm saying. If you got another one,
all right. Third and final one. Confession. I took a shit right before the show started. Go ahead. Go.
Nice.
All right. There we go.
I'm done.
The trifecta.
But that was just like a crazy thing. You know what I mean?
So instead of going with the lie, you know what I mean? They should have just been like, said, yo, look, like what you were saying. Look, man, she does start paintings off. I look at them. You know what I mean? I do, you know, maybe advise, you know, a little color here, a little there, and then wait till she's done, and then I look at it, and then, you know, I just put the finishing touches, and I fucking polish it up.
You know why?
But hold on. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? She does the majority of the work.
Yeah.
Now that is key. You see that? When you say, and she does the majority of the work. Now you're being honest. Now you're like, all right, yeah, I help out a little, but she does the majority of the work. So now people are like, ooh, look at that. Nice. You know what I mean?
It's not gonna work. Our community is
I think the money got in there too quick.
Right. It's like you think, but just think about it. Right, because think about it, P. What's more appealing? What's more different? Oh, a dad and daughter story of painting together. It's cute, it's hallmarky. But what's fucking more epic than that, than a 4-year-old painting pieces like that by herself?
Yeah. I do get it. Yeah, it wouldn't have been the same story.
I know.
But what you're saying, you're saying is like that's all he had to do, and it would have been a real. What I'm saying is like the realness factor wouldn't have set in as much as what he was painting, what he was giving. He know it's the money, and that's why we all on agreement that dad was just trying to rape the whole game, right?
The money hit fast, and that's what fucked they shit up. But if they would have went with the daddy daughter thing, they would have did it just as big. It would have maybe took a little time, but I believe it would have been just as big. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that's the truth. You know what I mean? They see, this is what happened. They went with the lie. They went with what you're talking about. So they went with the lie, and this is what happened. But if they would have went with the truth, there would have been no scrutiny. There would have been less controversy. I'm saying they wouldn't. The 60-minute episode probably wouldn't have happened. Maybe 60 minutes would have been like, you know what? That's not exclusive enough.
P, but what I'm saying to you, P, in my opinion, is it's not getting to 60 minutes with that story.
Yeah, the fire wouldn't catch on.
It's not even gonna get. I'm saying with your story, what you're saying with a story of if he kept it real, it would have floated. What I'm saying is it wouldn't have. It would have been like, oh, flash.
No, you couldn't relate to that.
Trust me.
You couldn't relate to that. You couldn't relate to that.
That story, you know what that story is worth?
To it? All I'm asking is, could you relate to it?
I can relate, but check this out. That story is only good on the news when it's breaking up bad news, nigga. On the bad news section of the news, they slide a story like that in there, and nobody ever hears about it again. Like the nigga who saved the cat out of the tree. Nobody hears about the nigga again. The guy who paints with his daughter, nobody hears about him again. But a 4-year-old that fucking paints and people are paying $20,000, $100,000 for painting, that's a fucking story people want to hear. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's
but it was a lie. Level to me. But it was the lie, and they was going on with the lie, and they got exposed with the lie, and now they got this controversy.
Right. But what I'm saying is,
even though they still got the money, but that's my point. You making my point also. That's what I'm saying.
All I'm saying is what I'm telling you is, what I'm saying is it only grew to that point because of the lie. It didn't like all of a sudden they caught us in a lie. No. We lied from the beginning to get to this point. Without that lie in the beginning, you don't get anywhere near that point. with that
blast
story.
off lie. That blast
right.
off lie.
They don't get that.
But the thing is,
it's like,
it bit him in the ass. It bit him in the ass. It bit him in the ass.
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying? They got the quick money. It bit him in the ass. Now they got it. Now they got to spend the rest of their life trying to clean their name up. That's what happens when they went with the lie.
But now you go into some legal. Now you get the legal shit though too. He probably could have got sued if he would have said that afterwards.
You know what I'm saying? But that's my point. That's the point I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm making. That point is that if they go with the truth, it sound corny. It ain't that spicy. It ain't that wow. But you know what? It's the truth. And it's going to stay consistent, and eventually it's going to catch momentum, and people are going to listen to it. Because why? Because people are going to keep repeating. It's going to be the word of town, and word of town is going to spread. And you know what? Maybe it doesn't hit national news, but it makes the local news. And you know what? They become and you know what? Maybe they become neighborhood legends and neighborhood heroes in their community. Maybe she don't go worldwide or nothing like that. But you know what? That name is that family name has more dignity. They don't have the controversy. And you know what? Maybe Molly continues to paint. Maybe she continues to love it. And guess what? At this time now, fast forward, maybe she, you know what I mean? She's world renowned now. And it all started because of Dad being honest with you know what I mean? That's all I was saying. You know what I mean? Because people can buy that.
Yeah, but I don't think
I think where you guys disagree is you had said that they would reach the same heights, and I don't believe that they would ever reach the same heights. I think that's the only point you guys disagree on.
That's the biggest disagree. My thing is like or if they wouldn't have lied and kept it real, they could have still had the same story. My thing is like they're not getting a 60-minute episode for that story. They'll get a that's an honorable mention. That's an honorable mention on the news.
You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me, my guy. You're not hearing me. We're saying the same thing in different tones, in different language. Yes, we are. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying they're not going to get there as fast as they did. Eventually, it'll take time, but eventually, you know what I'm saying?
I just disagree with that.
I'm just saying, hold on. I'm just saying, eventually it can, but then again, eventually it might not. Like I said, maybe they won't be world. You know, maybe maybe they wouldn't at that time and doing it the other way. Like I was saying, maybe they wouldn't have been world famous or world renowned or nothing like that. It could have been a local thing. You know what I mean?
The hood legend.
Exactly. They could be famous in their neighborhood.
You
know what I mean?
Some people, it's just like some people like to just have a good mom and pop shop with a restaurant, but people just go to and love, and some niggas think franchising.
Right.
Who's going to benefit more? It depends on what you're getting out of it. If you're in it for the money, what makes more sense to you? The love of the community in your spot or franchising?
But that's what I'm saying. Mark is an asshole for going with the lie, for trying to be the fucking greedy guy, in my opinion, and trying to, you know what I'm saying, supersize, you know what I mean, and fucking gain all the attention on his little daughter because he was trying to live the glory, he was trying to live his glory days.
Bro, he just saw dollar signs. He saw dollar signs in his eyes. Because I'm telling you, like I said, he's one of those gentlemen where I'm like, is this the first time you ever lied? Because you're not good at it. Like, his eyes are darting all over the place, and his nervous laughter of like, I know she said that she doesn't paint it, but I never help her. Yes, she just said that I help her, but
but how about we cue to him?
Trying to explain is the worst.
Let's cue to him sitting on the couch when she's crying, and he fucking takes like fucking 40 seconds before he even hugs her. He's doing this weird stare off thing where I thought the fucking video froze. I thought the video. I'm like, yo, did my shit freeze? I'm touching the screen and shit. Yo, my shit freeze. Oh, the nigga's doing a long, weird, awkward. I got to stare off and try to pretend. He couldn't even find the fucking tear. That's when you know it's bullshit. The nigga couldn't even find tears, bro. You couldn't couldn't even.
That's what I'm saying, man. They just went at it all wrong, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's just.
I felt like I feel you though. I feel like the wife got caught in the mix. I feel like she honestly probably didn't want to be. She didn't want to be a part of it, but she got caught in loving her husband and loving that money.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think she had
her reactions. I believe were genuine. I really believe her actions were genuine,
but I can't give her a pass though. I can't give her a pass.
And she, you know what I'm saying? And she, you know what I mean, was in a situation. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? She was caught in the middle.
But
you know what I mean?
Can you forgive somebody? Can you forgive somebody that will use their child, and no matter how much they don't like it, use them to gain financial gain? Do you respect that? That's why I can't give her. This is why I can't give her a pass. You know what I mean?
She's got to stand up and say no at some point. That was my thing with her. She has to stand up at one point and be like, "Yo, we're not doing this." Right. But yeah, the money talks, man.
Money talk.
She was saying no to things, and that's why the art dude was. They were all, you know.
Well, guess what? You know what I mean? P. But she said no. But what did she do? Right? She said no. She wanted to stop doing it. 60 Minutes came, shut it down. Right? Now, Dad conjures up the whole fucking thing again. Well, let's just film everything. He wants to redeem himself.
Yep.
No, he wants to get that money, but he wants to redeem himself. So now let's make a whole video. Mom supported that. Why didn't she just say, stop, nigga, let this shit go. It's done and over with. Let's go on with fucking life. That's what she should have did. I can't give her a pass,
Instead
man.
of like, we have to reclaim our name.
I can't give her a pass, man.
After 60 minutes, everything was done. And the documentary was left after 60 minutes. That was it. After 60 minutes, there was nothing after that. The documentary is what basically redeemed them when they made the DVD. When they started reselling that, that's when they made that DVD. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They just happened just to fucking the camera just to be at the right time. She probably didn't know that the cameras this time was around, and you know what I mean. And she did what she did, and just miraculously, you know what I'm saying, happened that way. I mean,
even for me, that painting didn't look as good as many of the others. You know what I'm saying? It was that painting was okay. It seemed like a medium.
The other ones, and I want to laugh at the rich guy who just doesn't know how to spend his money. He lets his wife spend all his money. You could just tell from that whole outtake. He's sitting there like, and the guy's sitting there. See, now he's got the art seller. Remember, he's pitching this shit. This is after the video comes out. And he's like, and she's like, yeah. So the wife is skeptical as fuck. She's just like, you know, it's like it doesn't look as polished as the last ones. I'm sorry, it doesn't. You know, and she's keeping it real. And he's doing his art dealer bullshit. He's a salesman. He's painting all these stories. He's fucking. He's fucking.
This is the one on the DVD. This is the one on the DVD.
Right. And he's fucking, she's in a poppy field with fucking Dorothy right now, fucking falling asleep with the rest of them. You know what I mean? It's like, wake the fuck up and see what's going on, lady. You're being duped. But the husband's just like, whatever you want to do, honey. It sounds good to me. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, all right, we'll take it. All right, 100,000, you got it. Or whatever the fuck it was. It's like, what?
I mean, and then it was like, she was weirded out by the Mickey Mouse ears and stuff on the painting. Right. And she was like, she had said straight up, like, that she didn't really like it, but she was going to buy it because of what it was. So that was odd. But I can't, like, because I can't imagine having that much money to do that. You know,
and you know what's funny? Because of those paintings have such controversy behind them, they'll be worth more. That's what's fucked up.
They're gonna be worth a lot. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's what it is.
Right. Because of the controversy behind it, the people that are really gaining are the people that own them and now go to sell them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because it never really came out. They had speculation. They never confessed to it. They even tried to redeem themselves with another fucking DVD. So it never was like held up in the court of law of everybody's eyes, so to say. It's like, oh, the niggas was definitely lying. We feel like they were, but it never came out. So now that story is going to always be up in the air with those paintings, and they could probably sell it for whatever. Oh, that's
I don't know. I'd be surprised if they were that detached. Like, because even like if you own one of those paintings, you're watching the documentary. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that I can't imagine many people came out with the other fucking, you know, consensus after watching that movie. That like, oh my God, yeah, I think she painted all of them. You know, herself. She had no help at all. Like, I don't know how you'd watch it and come out with that and believe like, no, these paintings are still good.
What you say?
How about the art teacher? How about that art teacher lady?
I was saying the lady, right? When she was slamming
that art teacher lady, you know what I mean? How she in the beginning was like, oh my God, how she can just, you know, do this and do that, and then, you know, she says the parents even asked me if I could, you know, teach her a thing or two, and I said no, you know, let her be, you know, her brilliance is there, and let her, you know, let her.
I would never change her process. She already has it down.
That
you know what I mean?
Paid off too.
And then she sees the 60 Minutes, you know what I mean?
So and much conspiracy.
Like, and then she's like, oh man, I'm kind of disappointed. I really didn't think this and think that, you know, bang, 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 right? And then they make the DVD of Oceans, and then she's like, again, oh man, I really, it's really, she is really smart.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
what the fuck is going on here?
It's because that's what she wants to believe in her head. She's like, no, it's still good, right? Like, what is that Simpsons joke where like the pig shoots out of the fucking cannon, it goes in the ocean, it's like, it's still good, then it's on fire, and they're like, it's still good, come on, we can still use it. It's just that like she's trying to make that in her head of just like, no, this is fine, everything's fine, this is still good.
It's like the fucking house is burning, the band is going down with the Titanic. We're all fine, we're all good here, we're all fucking good.
What the fuck? Where you at with it, lady?
Which is funny because there is a documentary that's I think on Prime that I glanced across that is about the fucking
Titanic.
band on the band on the Titanic, particularly about them.
Oh,
nice.
Right. That was an interesting twist. I was like, hold on, the Titanic band. That's not the one I picked this week, but I just threw it out there.
We got to find a good one on the Titanic too, because that's an entire documentary. That's the people that were on the Titanic are some people. But what I was gonna say is it's funny, and I almost regret you watching 4 Presidents and One Child Nation because now you don't trust nobody, Raps. You don't trust nobody anymore.
Right.
They're all lying, man. Everybody's lying.
Right.
The lady with the dark hair.
Yeah, if you look at it that way, through that lens, you're like, yo, fuck you, you're lying, yo.
Everybody's on the take. They're all on the take.
I need more proof. I need to see more proof. I need to see more proof.
If money's coming in, it's like,
Marley, where are you? Marley,
listen,
where you at?
I see shit. Listen, I say shit like that. Look, I got to give just a little quick thing of what I've been through.
Contact.
Let me give you a little context to this. I myself was picked one time for jury duty, okay? I got picked for a case that was a lawsuit case, right? I witnessed and heard
lying bitches.
People getting paid to be professional bullshitters. And the other opposing lawyer would shoot numbers out. Sir, how much do you pay for it? How much is your retainer? Oh, it's $10,000 and I charge $250 an hour. $10,000 down just to have me. $250 an hour at the court all day just to take the stand and talk about nothing about the case, but just about your professional opinion, how physics work.
Yeah, that's rough.
Not relating to the case, but and probability and physics and shit like that. They're fucking paid, bro. That's what I mean. Like everybody's gonna take. Niggas get paid the bullshit. That's why the fucking David Blaine or fucking these guys when he walked on water in the pool, like cut it out. He didn't walk on water in the fucking pool with everybody sitting there going, oh my god.
It was a TikTok. That was a TikTok before the TikTok. Come on.
Right. It's like niggas been on the tick since magician days, man. Mm-hmm.
Since magician days.
Every good story needs a good accomplice. Right? It's niggas got it. It's the only way to sell the shit. What was that dope ass movie with the magician that kept fucking cloning himself? That shit? He would clone himself and kill his clone during a magic trick act or whatever, and it made it look like he was doing something else, but he actually killed a clone. What the fuck with this nigga? Hugh Jackman was in it. Yeah.
Right.
That was when there were 2 magician movies in 1 year.
Nah, not Illusionist. It came out the same time Illusionist did.
Somehow they dropped 2.
I had both of those DVDs at the same time. That's what I remember. Illusionist was with my man. Yeah, that was with what you call it? This nigga that played in
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton, yeah, Eddie Norton.
Yo, but I felt bad for the brother Zane because, as Marla had said, some of his paintings were up there.
Zane painted that one, and Dad was like, "Oh yeah, she says all of that,
sometimes she says that her brother painted it because I don't know why she's actually never said it before, but now that the camera's on, she's saying it for some reason. I don't understand it.
He did the whole. She just says cute things. She says cute things. Really, Dad, the cover's blown.
Yo, because that was the one where they were on the they were in the hall of the hotel, and she was trying to get his attention, and then he had his hands in his pockets, and she had said that she's like, but the green one is Zane's, and he had his hands in his pockets and looked down. And he said something weird like "cool," like it had nothing to do with. It was just fucking weird.
That's that. Yeah, that's the grabbing the ball and throwing her over there like she's a dog. Like, go get it. Go that way. Oh.
How about when it was in the backyard, right? And Mark wanted her to paint, and Molly's like, "Can Zane paint with me?" and he's like, yeah, she can paint with it. And then she's like, well, yeah, but his painting is not going to the art show.
Yep. Well,
Like,
and he made sure to make that Zane was going to be doing another painting. You are not also doing this painting with, Marla. It is, can Zane paint with me? Oh, do you want me to get Zane his entire own setup? Okay, yes. It was like, just.
Right.
That's
so. And she's like, I want him to paint with me.
Yeah,
you know
so I think that says to Raps what you were talking about earlier about how she probably knows the rules of only I can paint this. Zane can't paint this, and like some weird shit, man. They probably got.
You know what? Even better story. Brother and sister paints.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if that's the case, then line up a bunch of fucking kids and let their families go at it, and then everybody's gonna say their kids got great paintings.
Exactly. But that's what I was saying before, to where it's because
modern contemporary is different.
They caught fire at the right time.
Right.
That's what
now,
it was.
Had that 4-year-old been doing like photorealism or some shit, or like some real fine line detail that a 4-year-old can't do, that's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Almost like.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. It's like,
because for the 60 Minutes joint, because that was. To me, that was the hitter right there when it was boom, 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 and it took her 5 hours and she did this one. And the joke that we keep making about Paint the Red, that was in the 60 Minutes tape because once again, Mark, the motherfucking Mark, came and he said, like, well, no, one time I told her to paint something and that happened to be the time that they were recording and they caught me telling her that. But, that's never happened before. And like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, once again, have you ever lied in your life?
It's never happened before.
Yeah. So that's what we keep saying whenever we say, paint the red, because he was coaching her from the side, which once again, to me is perfectly fine. But that painting came out for 60 Minutes. And then the dagger in the heart was, and they say she also completed these other 5 ones. And the 5 other paintings were dope. And the one that she painted wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The mud splat. When she did the mud splat with the green and shit. And he's like, and then he tries to like make it look good. You know what I mean? When he's like, oh no, the camera's always on. She does. I hate when she does this with the mud.
He blamed it on the cameraman. He did. You guys are killing me.
You guys are what? I'm calling that nigga Dr. Pepper because he sure as hell doctored all that shit up, nigga. And it wasn't sweet. It should have been sweet, but it's bullshit, nigga. That nigga doctored all that shit.
Yeah, there were some things I liked though.
That, you know what I'm saying? For his daughter, man. His daughter now.
But check this out though. I don't know if you guys did. I was curious after this, so I did a little flash forward to see young Marley in 2020.
She's about 20 now. Yeah, she's 20,
right? But
this concludes part 1.